Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home. I'm so happy you're here today to join me as I give you a kitchen tour and reorganize a couple of kitchen cabinets. Before we get started, I want to thank all of you that have subscribed, and those of you who are thinking about subscribing, I hope you do so that you can come along and join us each week with these videos. Okay, let me give you a tour of my kitchen and we'll see if we can organize a couple of these cabinets a little bit better. So let's start with this cabinet. This cabinet isn't used quite to its potential. It used to be completely packed full of glassware and cups and mugs, and I've cleared out all of the excess and decluttered all of those extra items. So I just have some plastic containers up above, and then these are the only mugs we have. We have a couple of other special mugs that are in the hutch and the dining room. But as far as everyday glasses and things we use, I've gotten rid of so many things that we just didn't need anymore. These plastic tumblers we take out to the patio, and then we just have some plasticware. Our dinner plates, I've narrowed down our dinner plates to only these. This is all we have, these white dinner plates, and they work for every function. If we have excess company, we can easily pull out some styrofoam plates or get some nice plastic plates that are disposable. And these bowls we use all the time for mixing up some spices and things. My husband has all of his barbecue spices and rubs here, and all of the ingredients he used to make different rubs for his grilling and for the smoking of different meats. And then we have some glasses here and some excess styrofoam bowls. So this is one of the cabinets that I want to empty out and trade around with another cabinet and see if I can make better use of the space. Under that cabinet we have 2 drawers and 2 other cabinets. In this drawer we have all of the silverware. I've narrowed down and gotten rid of so many serving pieces and about half of the silverware. I only kept what we really need. And in the drawer next to it, we have all of our spices. Under these drawers, we have a cabinet with a pull-out shelf. These pull-out shelves are wonderful. You can buy these and install them in your cabinets. I was very fortunate that my house already came with these, and I really, really like them. It's so easy to get to everything in the drawer. And in this drawer, we just have small containers, and this is all we need, just these small containers for everyday storage, and my husband takes the small ones in his lunch. And then in this drawer we have a few other things. We have a crock pot, and then we have an egg cooker and a water pot that boils water in no time at all. In the drawer next to it, I have all of my utensils. I really didn't want to have a container on my kitchen counter to hold all of these things, because I have a great room where my kitchen and my living room, everything is combined, and I like to keep my kitchen counters cleared and streamlined as much as possible. And then I just have some cooling racks and some baking sheets in this drawer underneath. So next to this I have the range hood and then the range top, and underneath I keep all of my baking pans. I have a rack here where I can stand all my baking pans up, and then I have a nice little rack from the Dollar Tree that holds my paper towels. Next to that, I have the drawer where I keep my griddle for grilling tortillas or making pancakes or anything like that. And then I also have 2 skillets, a large and a small. I had so many pans before, and I really narrowed down. And then I have a large Dutch oven style pan. It's great for soups or making a roast in the oven. And then I just have 1 additional pan with a lid. Next to my stove top, I have this cabinet, and it holds so many things. I really like putting my food in a cabinet, because when I put it in the pantry, it seems to get lost in such a big space, and it always looks messy and cluttered. I do have a little bit of food in containers. My baking supplies are in the pantry in containers, but the everyday food, things we use all the time, I find it so much easier to line it up on a shelf, and that way it's so much easier to get to. I have some baking things on this side, some baking sprays and oils. And on this side, I just have everyday things that we use, baking supplies and sauces, seasonings, tea. Then underneath, I have vitamins, I almost always have my kitchen mixer on the kitchen counter because I use it so frequently. And then I always keep a bottle of really nice smelling hand lotion. Underneath, I have some everyday cooking and kitchen necessities that I use. And I always keep some sticky notes and tape and some markers so that I can label things easily and keep track of the dates on all of my food. That way I have very little waste and very little expiring without me keeping track of it. And next to that, I just have some more kitchen utensils and gadgets that I use, and measuring spoons. Underneath, I have a drawer which I designated for my husband. This is all of his things he needs for the grill and outdoor baking and for the smoker. And then I just have some very useful kitchen supplies underneath. I've really narrowed down and gotten rid of so many things. I'm very surprised at how little I really need to get by. And on this side, we have the trash can and recycling bin. Across from my stovetop is my sink, and I always keep my oven mitts hanging in the cabinet and my cutting board standing up. On the other side of the sink, I have my dish liquid and dishwasher powder. And on the right of the sink, I keep all of my knives and sharp things because I usually put my cutting board right to the right of the sink. And underneath, I have my kitchen towels and washcloths, some hot pads. And this is the only junk drawer I have. It's not really a junk drawer. This is just excess things that we may use that we don't use often. Just a bottle brush, a funnel, and then I just have some excess spices and flavorings that I'm going to be using up before too long. They're just extra ones that don't really fit in the drawer, and once I use them up, then they'll be gone for good. At the far end of my kitchen, I have two cabinets up above, and I really like these. They're so handy, and they're really, really deep. So in these cabinets, I just keep excess cake carriers and some pans, some baking pans and mixing bowls. I have a pan here that I use frequently just for roasting meats in the oven. And then I have my mixing bowls here. They're very easy to get to. Even though they're in a deep cabinet, I can still reach them very easily. Underneath my oven, I have a very large drawer. I really like this drawer because it's very big and very deep. I used to have this drawer completely full of big heavy trays and serving pieces and entertaining things, but not anymore. I've decluttered all of those items, and now all I have is one ceramic platter that's great for special events or gatherings, and then I have some styrofoam plates, and then I have a resin plate. The blue plate I can take to functions. It's plastic, it's not going to break, or I can take it out to the patio. Moving on around the kitchen, I have this refrigerator area, and up above the refrigerator I have two large cabinets, and it's great to have all of that extra storage. It used to be completely full of excess holiday decor and decorations, serving platters and big pieces to put in the kitchen to put food in, but every year I dreaded pulling all of those things out for the holidays. I realized I was so much happier just using white dishes, and that way I didn't have to ever pull all of those things out. So I've decluttered all of those things. And this cabinet next to it, I have some casserole dishes and pie plates, and some salad bowls and cereal bowls, some things I use all the time. So these are the items I think I'm going to move over to the other cabinet and see if I can't make this space work much more conveniently for me. I use all of these things on a daily basis, and that cabinet is right behind the dishwasher. Under that cabinet, I just keep a little crock that I bought at Hobby Lobby that I really like, and I keep my husband's sweeteners in there for his tea, and I have some napkins. They're very convenient there. And then in this drawer underneath, I have some things we use all the time for packing lunches. I have some twist ties, plastic wrap, some chip clips for chip bags or crackers, any type of packages that need a clip, we can put that on, some foil sheets and some bags. These things work great to put in a drawer. I have sandwich bags and snack bags. They're so easy to get to, and this makes the perfect lunch packing station. Under that drawer, I have a cabinet with two pull-out drawers. And then I keep some extra things in here that are heavy. This is a tray for crackers or bread and a couple of casserole dishes. some ceramic pie plates, and then underneath I keep my food processor and all of the attachments and my toaster. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute and empty out this cabinet behind me and see if I can't trade it with everything in the other cabinet and make it work so much more conveniently. Let's take a look at the before and then we'll take a look at the after. Here's the before. All right, let's take a look at the after. And here's the after. I've decluttered a few things. And here's everything that's left. I have these containers that I don't use very frequently. And then I have the small plates and the salad bowls from the other cabinet. On this side, the orange bowls that were here, they'll be easy for my husband to find. And I also have the dinner plates in the same location. This works very well for us. The salad and soup and cereal bowls are over here. And then I have the smaller bowls and dishes that we use every day. And I have my husband's cooking supplies right here. These are some spices and things that some of them were gifts and we're using them and enjoying them, but once they're gone, we won't be replacing them since they were gifts. And then we'll only just have a few bottles on this side. So we won't have very much in this cabinet at all, but it'll be so nice and so easy to find everything, and it's right behind the dishwasher. So it'll be so easy to put everything away. Here is the before. Let's take a look at the other cabinet. In this cabinet, we have the casserole dishes that I don't use very frequently. A couple of them were gifts from my son, so I absolutely love them. The pie plates, we use those occasionally. And then we have the lemon juicer, which I use just once in a while. And now we have all of the extra glassware that is not used very often at all. Our cups and mugs that we usually only use during the Christmas season when we have hot chocolate. And then I just have the silverware, the plasticware, and small containers that I use for my husband's lunch. So there we have it. Everything over here are things that are not used very often, and they're the furthest location from the dishwasher. So it makes much more sense to have these over here in this cabinet. Don't be afraid to look around your kitchen and see if there are things that you can move or relocate, or of course declutter. It's always great to get the excess clutter out of your kitchen, and then it's so much easier to put things away and organize them in your cabinets. Well friends, I hope you really enjoyed this kitchen tour and the reorganization of my kitchen cabinets. I'm so happy with how it turned out, and I'm sure that I'm going to enjoy this much more when I'm putting dishes away. It'll be so much easier. And the biggest factor of all is getting rid of all of the excess clutter and minimizing down to only things that I really actually use and really need. Well friends, I'm so thankful you came along with me today. I was so happy to have you here. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the little bell. It'll remind you every time I have an upcoming video.